Life happens fast. And in an instant, disaster could strike. When the choices you make mean the difference between life and death, what would you do? Put yourself to the test and see if you have what it takes to stay alive. Would you do or die? It's the #1 killer on winter roads in the U.S., claiming more than twice as many lives most years than severe thunderstorms, tornadoes, and hurricanes combined. It's ice. And when it forms on the cold asphalt, it blends in perfectly, making the road smooth, slick, and dangerous. So imagine how terrifying it must be for this trucker when he hits his brakes and just keeps going. Now, jump inside the cab and take the wheel. Would you know how to survive this icy skid? What would you do? A. Keep your eyes out for hazards and accelerate to reestablish your grip. B. Apply slow, constant pressure to the brakes. Or C. Let off the gas and let your back wheels lead the way. Here's what you should consider. You're at the helm of an 18-wheeler, skidding across the interstate with virtually no control. How did this happen? In the seconds before your wheels hit the ice, they maintain traction with a force known as static friction. It's the grip that forms where the tire meets the road. At the point of contact, the grooves in your treads interlock with the irregular surface of the asphalt, like gears in a transmission. But the moment the wheels hit the ice, the rugged surface of the road becomes smooth, and most of that static friction disappears. You may as well be driving on an oil slick. You need to do something to stop the skid. But what? In this case, under the hood, you have an engine with more than 400 horsepower, strong enough to haul 40 tons of weight across the interstate at 65 miles per hour. And then there's the truck's anti-lock braking system. Found in most modern cars, anti-lock brakes use sensors at the wheel's axles to detect a sudden change in speed and prevent your wheels from locking up. Just letting it slide is not an option. It's time to make your choice. A. B. Or C. So, what would you do? If you're concerned about your forward momentum, you might be tempted to put your foot down, applying slow, constant pressure to your brakes. But even in the best conditions, it can take a fully loaded semi going 55 miles per hour over 100 yards to stop. Add ice into the equation, and it can be 9 times longer. The length of 11 New York City blocks. And that's if your brakes have any stopping power at all. Chances are, hitting the brakes on ice will lock up your wheels completely. Suddenly, your 18 tires might as well be hockey pucks. And if you think you can rely on your anti-lock brakes, think again. No matter the size of the vehicle, on ice, even this safety feature can fail to stop your wheels from locking up. Hit the brakes, and you're speeding toward trouble. So if your wheels need to be spinning in order to get traction, you could jumpstart that process by tapping on the gas while keeping your eyes out for hazards. But hitting your gas could make your tires spin in place. And when they do regrip the road, you'll rocket straight toward whatever's in front of you. And an 80,000-pound truck crashing at 55 miles per hour generates the same catastrophic force as a four-door sedan traveling 5 times that speed. As for keeping your eyes on the hazards ahead, bad idea. It may sound strange, but experts advise never focus on what you don't want to hit. It's a phenomenon known as target fixation, where drivers inadvertently steer toward what they're staring at. That's one reason why police officers usually approach cars pulled over on busy highways from the passenger side. Hit the gas while staring at hazards, and you're racing straight for impending doom. So what should you do? Whether you're in an 80,000-pound semi or an 1,800-pound smart car, if you hit ice, take your foot off the gas and let your back tires lead the way. By letting up on the gas, you'll automatically reduce your speed. And that alone could be enough to regain control. If not, continue to gently steer the wheel in the direction your back tires are skidding. You may have to do it several times as your rear end swings back and forth. But ultimately, you'll be able to maintain control until the patch of ice ends. The driver of this truck handled his skid like a pro, gently easing the wheel back and forth with his foot off the accelerator until he regained control. If you want to survive the #1 killer on winter roads, follow his lead and steer clear of disaster.